This is homework set number 27 on transformations of functions. Question number 1, we've got 3 graphs and we're going to try to match them to these 3 equations over here. Now there's some transformations going on here. First of all, which is the basic graph, or nearly the basic graph? I'm going to claim it's this one. And here's what I'm thinking, that if I make up a little table here, x and y, if I choose x to be 0, what do we get for y? All right, so let's try this one right here. I'm going to go into this one. Y equals 2x. Here's what I get. 2 times 0, which is equal to 0. And I can see that this, all right, when x is 0, y is 0. You see this graph right down here at the bottom? 0, 0. This is the only one that goes through the origin. So this one here, this is going to be, this bottom graph is going to be C. So I'll mark that as C. And then I see this. Look at the top one. This is the basic graph, the 2x, but it's translated downward 5 units. So which one goes down? Look at this one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that one is A. And then what about the next one? Well, it's got to be B, but let's just be sure. Look at this next one. This is the basic graph. That's this one down here. Translated upward 3 units. And sure enough, 1, 2, 3. So this is graph B. Now here in question 2, we're given that this line in red, that line has this equation right here. Y equals negative x. All right, so this equation right here is y equals negative x. Now look at the line in blue. The line in blue looks parallel to the line in red, but what's happened? It's been translated upward 3 units. So I'm just going to write this one like this. This is going to be y equals, there's the negative x, but now translated upward 3 units. In question 3, we've got 2 graphs, one in red, one in blue. Now the one in red, according to the instructions, the equation in red is y equals x squared. Now that's this one right here. So this top one here, that one there is y equals x squared. Now, it looks like the blue is the same as the red, except translated down 1 unit. So the blue is going to be y equals the x squared, but then minus 1. Question 4, again we've got 2 curves. One is red, one is blue. Now the one in red, this is the graph of the equation y equals the absolute value of x. And you can see that the blue one is the same as the red one, except translated down 5 units. So I'm going to write this equation as y equals, there's the absolute value of x, that's the red one, but then translated down 5 units. In question 5, we're given a graph in red and asked to write the equation. So what we're going to try to do here is write something like this. Y equals, what do we put over here? Well, I'm thinking I know only one curve that kind of has that shape, and that's y equals x cubed. But now this one seems to be flipped over, so this would be y equals negative x cubed, but it's also up 4 units. So I'm thinking it's y equals negative x cubed plus 4. So that's what I'm going to claim. Y is equal to negative x cubed plus 4. And that's coming from that basic function, y equals x cubed. Question 6. I know of only one curve that has that V-shaped, and that is this basic function right here. Y equals the absolute value of x. Now, the absolute value of x looks like this. But this one has been shifted, translated 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the left. So I'm thinking, now if it goes horizontally, you're going to put that translation inside, and it does the opposite of what you think. If it goes to the left, I'm thinking minus, but because it goes to the left, it's really plus. Plus 4. Question 7 directs us to sketch the basic graph and graph of this function right here on the same axis. Okay, now you can see that the basic function here is going to be f of x equals the absolute value of x. All right, so here's the basic one. I'll do that one in red. All right, so the basic function is f of x equals absolute value of x. and that says v-shaped function. So start here at the origin. Now, x, y equals x. So whatever x is, y is the same. So the horizontal and vertical are the same. So I'll just draw a few points out here, and then I'll connect them together with my straight edge. Now I'll do what I can to connect these, and I'll do it go in this direction also. All right, so there is the basic function. Now the function we're looking for is this function the same function translated down, see it up here? That minus is outside, so it's going to be a vertical translation down 2 units. So we're going to go down 2 units. So I'll do that in blue now. So we're going to do this one. Over 1 up 1, over 1 up 1, over 1 up 1, over 1 up 1. Do it the other direction. All right, now with my straight edge, I'll do the best I can to connect those. And these lines here these line segments should look parallel. All right, so that's it. So the blue, this is f of x equals absolute value of x, but minus 2. Question 8 directs us to sketch the basic graph of this function right here, and then this function itself. Now this is the translated function. The basic function, I'll write it in red, is this one. It's f of x equals, you see it there? X squared. Now, the x squared function looks like this. This is the basic parabola. It starts at the origin. Now, from the origin, you go out 1, up 1 in both directions, right? Because you square it. What this says is that the vertical is the horizontal squared, right? So if I start here and I do the horizontal, I'm going to square it. So I will go 1, up 1, up 1. And then, if I start back here at the origin, and the horizontal is 2, I'll square that, I'll go up 4. So over 2, up 4. Oh, and to the left, I'll go over 2, up 4. And then we're going to go off the axis, right, because off the coordinate system, because if I go over 3, I have to go up 9. So, I'm kind of up here and up here. All right, now, as best you can, connect those with a smooth curve. The bottom is a curve, not a point. All right, so that's the basic function. Now, the translated function, notice that the 3 is inside. That means it's a horizontal translation. And it does the opposite of what you think, at least what I think. I think if I see a plus, I'm thinking to the right. But it does the opposite. So this vertex is now going to be over here. At 3 to the left, it's going to be over here. Now just translate this, just like take this curve over here and move it this way 3 units. All right, so it's going to look like this now. Over 1, up 1. Over 2, so go to the left 2, up 4. To the right 2, up 4. And then this puts us off the graph again, right? So over 3, up 9, so now we're way up here, and over 3, up 9. All right, now just do the best you can to sketch that in. That looks pretty good. Question 9 says, give an equation for this graph. Now this is a V shape, right? There's only one equation I know, or one graph I know that has that V shape, and that is this one, that f of x is equal to the absolute value of x. That's the basic function. Now the basic function, that's going to be this one right here, that it's going to be that V that comes out of the origin here. But this one has been what? Look at this vertex down here. All right, in fact, I'm going to write this vertex. Here's the vertex. Vertex is, where are we? The vertex is to the left 2, down 4. All right, so here's the vertex. To the left 2, down 4. So our equation is going to look like this. F of x equals, all right, it's an absolute value. Now it's been translated to the left 2 units. So I'm going to write x, but when it goes to the left, it's a plus 2. It seems like if it's to the left, it should be minus, but the horizontals do exactly the opposite of what you think. So x plus 2, and then it goes down 4. So the verticals, that goes outside the absolute values. That's the equation that we're looking for. Question 10 says to give an equation for this graph, now that's a parabola, and parabolas have this form right here. Here's the basic parabola, x squared. But what have we done with this one? Look what we've done with this one. We've translated it. All right, the basic one comes off like this, right? It comes right off the origin. But the curve that we have has been shifted 2 to the right and 1 down. So I'm going to write this equation now like this. F of x equals, okay, it's x and then 2 to the right. Now I'm going to the right, so it does horizontal, the opposite of what I think. So it's a minus 2. It's not a very good 2 squared. And then it goes 1 down, 1 vertical unit downward, so minus 1. That's the equation that we're looking for. And that brings to a close all of our questions on homework set 27.